not endearing. It's that you're dull. So you're not toxic, red flag. You're not a green flag, great. You're boring me, you're beige.
But people
That's
put up
a
like
beige
someone
flag.
like going over their like Star Wars top trumps and they'll be like, this is his beige flag. Because it's boring, but it's also endearing.
It's lovely.
I don't know. From what I know of it.
Oh,
it means
Mr.
that
Internet, you tell me what the actual answer is.
No,
you guys let us know in the comments.
No, honestly, mate, I've had an absolute enough of you. So
I just want to go for another dinner, is it?
No. Yeah, finish this podcast on your own, mate. All right. Welcome back to episode 66 of the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat became the podcast. Mm-hmm. Joe, you arrived fashionably late last week.
I did.
So if you arrive late, just don't arrive at all. Okay, next time.
What?
Please. I don't know. I wanted to be one of those obnoxious managers at work or people at work in meetings. I've never used that.
Cornet.
Definitely cornet. But talking of obnoxious, I was clearing out a drawer last night where it had all of kind of my sporty stuff. So stuff for like golf, stuff for gym, swimming shorts. Mm-hmm. So I've managed to hand me down a pair of swimming shorts to Scott to stop him going through Kit Wilson's dirty laundry. But I was clearing out and I came across a golf shirt. Now, big man is quite big, all right, isn't he? Like, so I stick out like a sore thumb anyway. But I had a lime green golf shirt.
Oh, I think I know this shirt.
I have no idea why I was trying to draw more attention to myself.
Bruno, are you just figuring this out?
I don't know.
Mate.
Sometimes so there's a thing. I want to be a little bit more out there. Like I like colors, but there are certain things like that in retrospect is just a bit mental. But
in retrospect,
today I got another bag because I can't get enough bags at the moment, and I chose because I wanted something different because I've been wearing quite like dark or black colors for the past like month or so. I got a luminescent orange like waterproof bag.
Honestly, but it's like you're just realizing it. We've known this guy for so long.
Yeah.
And I mean,
shout out the bright orange Carlito shirt you once owned as well.
Yeah, like
oh my god, yeah.
This guy has an affliction.
Oh,
he's probably someone in the world that wants to be less recognized than anyone else.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm already 6'3" and I'm large, and I'm ginger. So what he does with his fiery red hair over the years is he goes, let's see if I can get it 6 or 7 inches from my head. And I'll hold it up there with some glue.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to grow a beard this way so I look like an orange moon. So I'm just completely half mooning around in here.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes, what clothes shall I wear? Orange Carlito shirt. He used to wear 3/4 lengths. This isn't even like, his shoes would be like blue or something. And they were just skate shoes. They were like giant bricks on his feet. Yeah. He'd wear like an orange shirt with a turquoise hoodie over the top.
Oh, yeah.
And then he'd have like a pink bag. And you're just like, you don't want anyone to see you. And you're just he's like a traffic cone.
Do you reckon he's rebelling against emo days?
No, because he was doing it during emo days a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like, he wore dark stuff. And he's like, I'm going to dye the back of my hair pink. I'm going to wear a turquoise top.
But do you know what? Like on the flip side of that, I can wear all black. But remember when we went down to Swansea and we went to that nice little beach where Joe locked the keys in the car? Yeah. And then...
I thought you had told that story because I don't want to.
I don't know.
I don't want to relive that ever.
And then we went for ice cream, didn't we? And I just felt, and I was in black shorts, a black shirt, and something else. And I think just flip-flops or something. And people were just looking at me. And I quote, this is what Scott said, "It's because you look like a bomb."
What I'm getting at is like, the skate company
that
had the giant round.
Oh, like
black
the cartoon bomb.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Not like a weird little device that looks like a vape or something. I'm saying that. By the way, I wasn't thinking straight.
Like
I just got mugged.
Form. Yeah, you did.
I had just been mugged at this point, so I wasn't seeing straight.
What a fun day out.
It was a great. That was a great day.
Lovely beach though.
It was a beautiful beach.
It's lovely.
And a nice little walk afterwards. I quite like that ice cream.
I remember any
but yeah,
once I got mugged, I pretty much collapsed.
I did once. I looked keys in the car.
We saw.
I blacked out after that.
Yeah. Bruno, how was your dinner last week?
Oh, it was beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. We went back to the pub I used to work. We used to work at.
Yeah. When you say we, you mean you two, not me. I didn't work there. It's too pedestrian.
I meant
I have pedestrian jobs.
I meant with who I went with.
God,
we
sorry.
went back.
Oh God!
Was it Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been completely redone. Been bought up by the people that own Avington Park. So it's like proper.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a properly like good renovation. So yeah.
I'll tell you what. I still think about the food I used to eat there.
Yeah.
Like the bacon and avocado salad.
Oh, I can make you. That was honestly, if we had staples, it was fish cakes, the bacon avo salad for the starter were our absolute staples.
That steak with those chips, the thick chips, and the peppercorn sauce.
Hand-cut chips, peppercorn sauce, mate. That's where it all began.
Ooh, that was a go-to.
That's probably the ignition, the start of this whole thing, because without me working there and learning how to make the peppercorn sauce and it being so beautiful liquid gold, I wouldn't have made it that day where Sam and Lou came down. I wouldn't have choked everyone out with it.
I was going to say, it sounds like you never learned how to make it, because, I mean, you made it so that we couldn't see, hear, or breathe, really. Which is ironic, because on Basement Yard, they did a chefing thing and they did the exact same thing. Have you watched all that yet?
So, I have, yes. So you have to sort of. So last week we talked about the vaping and the cigarette smoke outside the venue. That versus the
not being able to
making
see
a peppercorn sauce, Which
I'm happy with the peppercorn, because eventually that's going in me and it doesn't harm me. I'm happy to be like, because we had to eat. Obviously, all of our eyes were welled up. We were all quite puffy. It took a few days to get over, but I mean,
that's what pepper and whiskey do to you.
That is exactly
pepper, whiskey, and some flame. That's what happens.
I mean, honestly, if you wrote down a menu, I would buy that.
Pepper, whiskey, and flame.
Yeah, Bruno, what did you eat?
I went for probably a steak with some peppercorn sauce, I think.
Did you say probably? I think.
I don't know.
That's mad. Out of interest, what did you think of last week's thumbnail?
I thought I did a very good job actually as well.
What was it? What were you trying to get across?
What did we want to call last week's episode?
Bruno, it's already up on YouTube. This is 30.
This is 30. It's called This Is 30.
Because Joe crept in late and snuck in like Randy Orton.
I did.
And it's going to be... What
do you mean it's going to be? It's on YouTube. I've just watched it. It's brilliant. Give it a like, guys. If you're on YouTube, go check out the Peppercorns. Give last week a like. It's a really good thumbnail, wasn't it, Bruno? Talk about it.
I tell you what, a beard hasn't grown back in a week either.
At all.
It's me and Scott as 30-year-olds looking disheveled, and it's Joe looking like a kid, like he does.
At 42.
You've set yourself
crazy,
a task.
isn't it? It's absolutely mental. And it's obviously I did it in the style of This Is 40.
Yeah, with Paul Rudd, who I never spoke about last week, but I really want to talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe Joe and I will talk about that in a bit, actually. Let me have a think. I was going to bring up something else as well. Yeah, last week we talked about marbles. Can I just quickly check with you?
Yeah.
You remember my bum bag of marbles?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. I tried to steal you one.
We did. He didn't pick up on that last week. You said that. Joe said that he stole a marble last week.
I did.
No, I said.
After. No. Then Joe did. Joe did bring it up as well.
Did
but you? Didn't
late
pick up
in the
on
show,
it.
yeah.
You didn't pick up on it.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. I feel so stressed.
It's been a long week, hasn't it?
I'm so stressed. Yeah, no, it has been a really long week. I tell you what I did watch in the last week. It came out about 10 days ago now.
Wow.
Yeah, so in that 10 days, you guys should have been able to watch it.
Okay.
It was the Gabby Petito.
I've started it.
Have you?
Yeah, it's great.
You've had 10 days to watch it.
Someone told me about that last week, actually.
What, in 10 days?
Yeah. I take very long to watch things. A lot of the time, it's because we start something, I'm really enjoying it, and then Lisa decides she doesn't enjoy it.
Was she not enjoying that one?
No, I don't know. She was half asleep when we started watching it.
Gotcha.
When did it come out? A couple of weeks ago?
It came out on the Monday night.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I watched the first episode.
For example, if this was the episode last week, it would only been up for less than 12 hours.
And I watched it the night before.
Yeah.
I watched it the night before whilst buying a very expensive Rick Rude card and trying to win a championship. And my shopping
we lost. And then 9 days later, we're doing the podcast. You still haven't watched that next episode.
Honestly, talking of whatnot, Scott screen recorded something because some Instagram profile is private. All I heard in the bloody background
was the guy trying to tell me some wrestling cards. Mate, I've always got Whatnot available on my phone. It's always there.
Tuesdays kind of annoy me because we're on Whatnot and I can't watch it.
I know. There's
a staple to Scott. Scott has any screenshot he sends or any screen recording. His the Whatnot's at the top and it's coming through if it's visual, but the battery level under 10% and not even the setting where you can limit the battery, where you can like
low battery mode. No, I'm all gas or nothing. I'm all gas or nothing. I use
low battery a lot because of
I don't own an electric. You know what I mean? I don't do these things. Saying that, 2 weeks ago on Whatnot, my phone did die at the end of the stream, and I had to turn to Mac.
That was a weird ending.
And it's not. And it's like you in cars. How many times have you run out of petrol
in my life?
Yeah,
3 times maybe. It's 3 too many. It's my big time red flag, and I kind of want to get to that today as well. A little bit of red flag, green flag, because my biggest red flag is probably genuinely that I will run out of fuel, and I know I'm going to.
Yeah,
and I'll still say it's got more.
Does that mean your preparation? I reckon that's your preparation is your lack thereof is a red flag.
Well, I'm just glad you're on time this week.
In any facet.
Yeah, I really believe my red flag is the running out of fuel, because I know I'm doing it. I really do, and I know I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to get fuel today. I'll do that next time. Sometimes I'm working at like 5 a.m. I know there's no petrol stations open. I'm driving past a petrol station at 6 p.m. the night before, and I go, no, I want to feel that nerves on the way in the morning.
Feel that adrenaline in your soul.
I feel that nerves so much, I don't put music on. I'm just listening to the car. It's just me in the car.
And the car's struggling.
It's going... It's doing that the whole way.
For the listeners and the viewers out there, one piece of advice is if you're ever thinking of getting petrol, just get it. Do not leave it. There's no point.
If you get fuel, only get it in £5 increments. It's cheaper that way.
I do £10.
If I had money, I would fill my car. I just don't have money, so I put a £5 in it. And then I'm like, I'll worry about that another day. Or I'll talk myself into not using the car. Yeah. But, you know. But Bruno's right, if you think about it. And this is another really good bit of advice I was told by The Miz.
All right.
If you ever think you need to do something, but you're procrastinating, go 1, 2, 3, go. And then do it.
Ooh.
Okay.
And if something takes less than 5 minutes, you know it's going to take less than 5 minutes. Do it straight away.
Do it. Yeah.
Because then you do the washing up. You do this. You take the dog out. You do this. Then you sit down and go, oh wow, I'm actually clear for 2 hours, as opposed to spacing them out and stressing about them for half an hour. Get it all done.
Yeah.
Good advice. But no, that's my red flag. I genuinely believe that is my strongest, worst red flag. And I don't know if it's probably a good thing to be your biggest red flag.
Yeah.
Again, you guys might disagree. What would you say your big red flag is?
I don't have one.
That's his red flag. He believes he doesn't have one.
It's a green flag.
I would say your people pleasing is more of a red flag.
I had let me tell you a quick story.
I hate that, by the way. That's like saying when you go into an interview and they go, "What's your biggest issue?" It's like, I care too much.
I work too hard.
I work too hard sometimes.
I probably do actually.
Yeah. Bruno's from the corporate world. He's heard all that.
I had a volunteer came in the other day. With,
when I go to an interview, they go, "What's your big issue?" I said, sometimes I just don't tell them to work.
I'll run out of fuel on the way.
Sometimes I don't. I run out of fuel a lot.
I'm not reliable.
You don't. Do you not maybe value your job too high over career, over personal? Not at all. Oh, that's actually a good thing.
We had a volunteer came in the other day. She had 4 teenagers with her, and during the first 5 minutes, I found out she's a therapist or a psychologist.
Your big red flag is you don't listen.
It's one of those things, right? People that read your mind.
Yeah.
Within the first few minutes of knowing her...
Sorry, that's what he thinks the psychologist is. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Within the first few minutes of meeting her, she turned to me and said, "You're a people pleaser, aren't you?"
Yeah, watch it quickly. If you watch your work, it's quickly.
She read your mind.
She did. She read my mind.
Yeah.
She said, "You're a people pleaser, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "That's not a good thing." And I was like, "I enjoy it."
You don't enjoy it?
No, everyone's happy though. So the day goes on a little bit, and I'm like helping them do all these things. She goes, "You're still doing it, aren't you?" And I was like,
"Oh no,
yeah."
was she your conscience? Was she
what
really
she
there?
Want you to do? She wants you to change 45 years.
Yeah.
Oh, 45.
You should have said to her, "Get real."
Also, I'm at work and I'm doing my job.
I can't change now.
And my job is to look after the people that come in.
Yeah, your job is to be a people pleaser.
Yeah, I'm a people. That's my job. And then something happened later on. One of the kids wanted to see bigger dogs, and the bigger dogs are on a part of the rescue where.
I know. That's where I work.
Yeah.
Where the big dogs are.
Is that old Bill's?
That's what on Bill's is.
They're changing name to it.
Are they?
To Bishes.
The Bishes.
Yeah. Ooh, Bish side.
Oh yeah, Bish side. I like
that. Is that Martin's side piece?
Is that who Bish was? Because you didn't elaborate on
yes.
that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You just said it was a female companion. Now you become real toxic. We know what your red flag is, Karen.
Also, shout out Luca Bish, who was runner-up on Love Island last week.
That's your red flag.
I didn't send this to you, but I should have. I sent it to someone else. I've been doing for so long as a green flag. I might as well just try being a red flag now to see if
he did. Yeah, he did. He thinks he's been a green
flag. Did I send that to you?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So time's going on, and then it got to the point where
Joe, does this have an ending? Come on.
One of the girls wanted to see the big dogs.
The teenagers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did
you bring me around?
I was like, "Come see the big dog."
Who wants to see me?
So I said to them, "I don't think I could take you over there because volunteers aren't allowed over there." And then I stopped for a second. I was like, "Give me a second. I'm going to go make sure my area is covered and we can go around there." And as I was about to run off, one of the kids
kicked you
this close to me goes, "You're people pleasing again."
Oh my God.
So I went,
"What? How tall was he?" Because he was face to face with you. You were tall.
It was one of the girls. She's nearly 6 foot.
Okay.
You should have humbled him.
It was a girl.
It was a girl.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, she goes, "You're people pleasing again."
By the way, if it was a boy, a teenage boy, you still shouldn't humble them.
No. Not my job. She goes, "You're people pleasing again." And I looked at dead in the eye and went, "I know, I enjoy it." And ran off. And then I let them see the big dogs. So people pleasing wins.
I think it does. I say this.
One of them got bit.
Really?
No.
Okay. I'll say this. When Joe says he's a people pleaser, if you could visibly watch him at work, imagine Roadrunner, but if at the end, every time he stopped on a pin and went, meep, meep, he didn't. He just huffed and then rubbed his eyes. That's Joe. Dong, dong. Dong, dong. Yeah, that's Joe. Yeah, he ping-pongs around.
Oh.
He won't delegate. I'd say that's his red flag.
No. Yes. Absolutely.
Lack of delegation.
Yeah.
Bruno, what's your red flag? Probably because he doesn't have one.
I mean,
he has 3,000.
Probably, yeah. I'm not perfect in the absolute slightest. I don't know. I do so much work to make sure that I work on my red flags that I think it's probably just making jokes at inappropriate times. Maybe that's maybe a red flag. I think, if anything, you know what my red flags are. So
I don't think I've ever heard you make a joke at an inappropriate time.
Let's play how undateable is Bruno and tell me my red flag, Scott.
I think you're actually the opposite. Is you're super dateable. You're like Chandler. He's like Chandler in Friends, when he dates people and they go, he has to break up with her because she had like a mole on her finger or something. This is Bruno, but Bruno's one is his reasoning for. I don't know how you wrap this up into a little elevator pitch.
Wow.
Instead of it being their fault, it's his fault.
Okay. It's not you, it's me.
Yes, it's not they have an issue, like Chandler. He's like, I have an issue. So I can't pursue that now. And then he goes, man, gonna be single forever. And then he finds someone likes him and he goes, can't do it. He said, because I'm not doing this enough. Gonna be single forever. So he puts the blame on himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's
I
called.
appreciate that.
I don't know what that's called. Obviously, the other thing is like he just.
That's
I
true.
can also get to your beige flag in a second, but carry on. Yeah.
Oh, I've got many a beige flag.
What's a beige flag?
But I
It's
think,
just something that's like a bit adorable.
yeah, beige flag is the story I told last week. The
That was flag. I don't know what really that's
I quite like that
story.
No, not the story. Your outlook on me.
Yeah.
I think that's probably is.
I mean, this kid will have like a group of the Peppercorns just going, oh, who's the like? By the way, we didn't sit around and ask these questions, but it comes up in conversation where someone will go, oh, Bruno's the best looking. Oh, Bruno can cook.
No,
Bruno's talking over me. And then all these things are like he said, and everyone goes agrees, and then at the end of it, he's like, and then he'll just be like, oh no, I'm useless at this or something. He'll be like he goes, oh, I make jokes at inappropriate times. None of us have heard that.
No.
So he's just, I don't know, but in his head he thinks like that's my big. He's creating something there.
He's the biggest catch in the ocean.
That's what we're saying. It's like a tuna fish. You open up caviar everywhere.
Oh,
Do they produce caviar?
probably. I heard they shit it.
No, that's your red flag. I don't know what that is.
Self
Deprecation.
not self-loathing. Yeah,
Deprecation,
self-deprecation. Maybe.
I think we've got
yeah.
a bit of that, but I mean, I think you do it in your personal life too much.
Yeah. Maybe.
Like last week, for example, when we started the show, he had a rag on and no shirt, and he said, "I said I started the podcast." It didn't get in, obviously, because you've seen last week. Make sure you give it a comment and a like.
I've definitely seen it.
Yeah, but he'd be like, "Oh no, I can't subject people to that." All you could see was his clavicle. I mean, for all it could have been Gal Gadot's clavicle. You wouldn't even know.
Mm.
Like nothing here. It looked like Chris Pratt.
We don't. Hey,
could have been anyone.
I don't want to put it on the market until it's ready. You know.
There you go. There's a problem. There you go. There's this thing.
Procrastination.
You know, so a lovely lady will come in there and just go, blah, blah, blah. And you go, not ready to put it on the market. But I'm not ready. That's my fault.
1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, go.
Annoying.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
If it takes 5 minutes, Bruno do it.
It is kind of true because I was talking to Ledge at the last weekend with one of my walks. Is that I just haven't put myself out there, and I think that's probably part of it. Yeah,
You got to get if you're not in the game, you're not going to win.
I think it's it all comes down to self-confidence as well. I'm very low self-confidence wise, but also if I'm
Unless
comfortable,
he's on Fortnite. My God.
but unless I'm comfortable with you, and then I'm so overly confident that I'm irritating.
There's no
I'll never describe you as irritating. I honestly, I believe that the one thing that's annoyed me more than anything in my ever life with Bruno, my biggest red flag is anytime he's online, he's a menace. So he's a troll. Like if you're on Fortnite, can't stand the guy. I don't want to play with him. There's people in our lives, Matt. There's 2 or 3 others, won't play with him. They'll just be like, I cannot play with that guy because I will get too stressed out. Because he's just like, you'll win. And you go, yeah, it wasn't good enough. And he'll just like go back or he'll just leave because he's like, someone missed an easy shot and he's like, ha ha ha, and then just leaves. And he's so toxic when it's online. And then in person, he's the best. So,
I think
he's a troll.
I'm trying to make my way back into Matt's life a little bit. I don't know if he plays Fortnite. I think he might have given it up again. I'm not
he's playing
sure.
golf now. Which is much.
Oh, I like that. I might have to join him on that.
Is that how you're swinging it? Is that how you're swinging it?
Like the guy
that wasn't very accurate.
Like the guy in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
You jackass.
You jackass.
Oh God, yeah. So I do agree. I definitely I know when I annoy you though, because you definitely make some.
Yeah, I'm just
yeah.
Online though, I do it. Like sometimes he will say something that's so ridiculous at the moment, and like Alex will always rise to it, and he loves it.
I love it.
I'll make a noise like. But I do that because I think it's funny. Like that in all fairness, that isn't me. I never usually tart.
Yeah.
But mine's usually I know it makes him laugh because do you know who I get it from? It's Little Red.
Yeah.
Kieran used to do it. So Bruno would say something so shocking to someone. But like when he's close and he's too comfortable, Kieran will go and he'll do like a big mouth, and it used to really pop me. And I think he still does it, but like when he does it, you can imagine it, can't you?
I can, yeah.
But when he does it to Alex would do something. He's like, well, actually hit him then. Or something. Alex would, I'm trying to hit him. And then like, and Kieran would be like, yeah, I don't know. That really pops.
Oh, God.
I look forward to this combination in Florida.
Honestly, that
in Philadelphia, Kieran had to have 5 hours away from. He had to go. He literally went, pause, see you in 5 hours, and he just went, I'll see you in a bit. And he found us 5 hours later, and he's like, and he's ready to go again. Yeah. But he just needed me particularly. It's because
what were you doing?
Because at like 6 a.m, everyone's trying to sleep, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to Reading Terminal Market and get a bagel. And I was like, anyone want to come? And he's just like,
I'm gonna be. He's gonna hate
all of us. Yeah, no, but no, that's what I was like, and I was, oh my God, I was like, should we go do something? And I was like, should we have a minute? Or I'd be like, I'm gonna go to Macy's, and they're like, I'll come, and then like an hour and 10 minutes later, we'd leave for Macy's, and I just realized the whole time I'm standing like, I could have gone and come back.
Welcome,
and then,
welcome to my world.
I hated that. What was that? What was that about? Go on. What does that mean?
Because I'm also like that. So I feel like when I'm not there, you become more big dog.
Oh,
you take over.
I take over. I have to wait till you're gone. Oh, I hate this. No. Anyway,
it's like the thing of, well, if you're not, I'm doing it even if you don't want it.
Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't like that. I wasn't. I was just kind of saying. The thing with me is like I like doing stuff on my own, like, especially in new cities. I like wandering because I can go at my own pace. Yeah. If I see something that looks real sketchy, I can avoid it without going, "Hey, gang."
Not after. Should we not go?
Should we not go get unalived over there? Should we just go down this?
You don't have to make plans.
That's like that video that's going around at the moment where it's the guy and it's like 2 guys over there, no threat. Kids over there, all right. And then the woman is just walking. It's like no.
Which is funny because in reality, I think it's the opposite. I think women have to. They're taught to be hyper. Because they have to be. Whereas like Bruno will just walk. Bruno won't walk into a group of kids though. In all fairness, like, he will not.
No, I definitely won't. And I 100% scout at all times. Yeah, and I always 100%. If like, because I had to move my other friend from the curb, and I went there. Like I always
was
take
it a boy or
certain
a girl?
Things. It was a girl.
Okay. Yeah, that might be a red flag.
Why?
Did you make a big point of it as well?
No.
Lifted her off the ground.
Yeah. If it was a guy, that's a bad power play. That's like a really upsetting power play.
I would never do that. No. I'm a little bit more cool spot.
Yeah, he's so confident. Honestly, bring a lady into that room and ask him out, and he'll go, I'm awful in a minute. Once I've got like, I'm bringing like 60k in a year and I'm 135 pounds. And when I like figured out how to actually sew myself, then I'll see you. But that's on me. That's me procrastinating.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's true. And I wish I never told you that one story because I feel like you'll never ever let that go.
Oh, the lady with 2 children that you just left on red when she finally wanted to meet up. Yeah. Anyway, what's your beige flags? I have interest.
Oh, I think I have a few. I don't know off the top of my head though.
I don't know if you can say your beige flags because I like. There's a new trend on TikTok that my wife. I've recently found out you're not supposed to say that. So I need to stop.
Oh really?
Yeah, apparently it's like they've got a name. You're like using them as like an object.
That's like the other day.
Yeah, you are.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Don't. That's your red flag. Stop it.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
The other day I was saying Lisa, if we had a kid and it was a girl, because you
call her girl.
I'd call her lady.
Sorry.
Well, I like the word.
Yeah,
lady.
but you're not going to call her lady.
Yeah, but she said like the word lady is a little bit demeaning. But not in the context.
Nah, it depends how you're saying it as well. Like you're going, "Oi, lady."
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're going, "Lady,"
no,
like
lady.
Yeah. I think it's. I mean, I call Lissy shoe, which there's no actual reason for it. And Bruno, we might say it's shoe buns.
Yeah.
Maybe someone would say it's an actual leather shoe. Mine is nothing. It's just
a word.
It's just easy to say.
Well, it's because you used to call her Lissy shoe, and then you just got lazy and dropped the Lissy part.
I never called her Lissy shoe in my life, but I mean, she used to be called Lissy Lou.
100% you did. You definitely have.
Who calls her Lissy shoe?
Lissy shoe. Melissa shoe or something like that. Like
none of that's real.
She doesn't like Melissa.
All right.
She hates Melissa.
I know she does. But sometimes you've definitely called her Melissa in front, like for certain
when you're
effects.
When you're mad.
For certain effects, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
When Scott's laying down the law.
No, that doesn't happen. If anyone knows, my wife, I don't lay down the law.
Laying down the Scotty Law.
Scotty Law. I'll say this: when I watched that Will Ferrell film, it's on Prime. There's a guy.
What was that like 5 weeks ago now?
Yeah, it's like a toxic guy, and he keeps referring to his wife as the wife.
Oh yeah,
and they were just like, well, every time he says it. But he also listens to Korean drinks, Monster, and vapes. Don't vape, but I mean the rest.
Well,
is
some people say woman.
That's mad. That seems mad.
Yeah.
I was watching a thing about a baseball player earlier, and he signed a baseball for his wife to have on their mantelpiece next to all his signed baseballs, and it said, "Thanks for marrying me, woman."
I think it depends because, like I said, if I said shoe, people were like, "That's something that goes on your foot."
Yeah.
Whereas if it means something to you, it means something to you.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah, but apparently the wife, it's you're kind of relying. But the only reason I say it is because if I say Lissy, people go, "Oh, who's Lissy?" That's my wife. It just eliminates that.
Avoids it. Yeah.
And I don't want to say my wife, Lissy. I guess you could actually. That makes total sense.
Yeah,
that's much easier.
Oh yeah.
No, I figured out my ways.
Oh, you could just say it.
Yeah, I usually do a Borat voice just to kind of take the edge off.
We know. We've seen the Peppercorns have seen that.
Yeah, all right.
And I think for any flags, you can't say certain things you do are green, red, or beige. It does have to be bestowed upon you because you can't say that I do this. It's such a green flag because that in itself is a red flag.
Yeah, that's like when people say, so I'm someone that, I'm the kind of person that, like it's a bit like.
I'll say this though, because that TikTok trend I was talking about was this guy is my emergency contact.
I like that.
I love that joke.
And that's kind of like a beige joke, like a beige flag type thing. Like I think women used to do like, this is his beige flag, and it'd be like you sat in here going through cards on your own with no phone. Like I said the other day, you're watching Lisa sent me a video, and he was watching Penta on Raw, squeezing his baseball, just watching it, and I was like, "That's a beige flag. That's our emergency contact."
The emergency contact ones are doing something ridiculous, like putting yourself at great risk, and you're somebody's emergency contact when you're putting yourself at that risk.
If there's ever going to be a woman in your life, their one would be when every time you put that aura ring on, you're like, "That's my emergency contact."
Hey. Whatever's working for me right now.
I'd say what Bruno's beige flag definitely isn't is him scraping his tongue every morning when he's here. Like that is certainly not a beige flag. I don't know what that is. I was watching a thing about that as well, and that, like, have you seen how many people have died from scraping their tongue?
Really?
Shut up.
Is that because you've seen the same thing, or you think I'm making this up?
No, I haven't seen that. The only thing that I've seen about it, if you go too hard, then you can
make small lesions,
which then can get infected. But
people get gangrene because it's your mouth and you're putting stuff in there. But I mean, you could also get that from like how many times you cut your tongue.
Yeah.
But these are very small slices he's creating every single day into the bowl.
Is that why you're gagging?
No, he gags because he can't deal with a toothbrush in his mouth.
Oh, okay.
No, he gets his little knife out and starts scraping it like a crocodile Dundee.
I'm bringing an extra one on holiday. I'm making you scrape your tongue.
I'm not scraping my tongue. I'm not having little versions. No.
I want to.
Apparently, it gets rid of your taste.
No, it doesn't.
Apparently, it does. That's probably why you can't taste good food.
I've done it for over 2 years. It's not.
That seemed like a really
actually
low
3 years.
I thought he was going to go higher.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be like 30 years or something.
3 years, because 3 years ago I was in the Maldives and I had it literally a couple of weeks before then.
Yeah, touring.
That's when I first got them.
Yeah. I mean, he sets himself up for these things. I started scraping my tongue when I was in the Maldives 3 years ago. My word. Yeah, I think you can't really do your beige flag, but I mean, we certainly have some.
Oh, yeah.
I'd definitely say that. Yeah, I mean, the fact that I watch wrestling, I think that's a beige flag.
That's a beige flag.
Some would say no. Some would say a red flag. But green flag.
Yeah.
I don't think you can pick your own, like Bruno said.
No.
But we can certainly pick others.
Yeah.
I'd say Bruno.
What's the difference
Bruno cooks everywhere he goes. I'd say that's a big green flag.
Is that not similar to a beige flag, though?
I think a green flag's a real positive. A beige flag's kind of like something that's kind of endearing.
Beige? No. Beige flag is you're boring.
Yeah, but it's also like
it's not endearing. It's that you're dull. So you're not toxic, red flag. You're not a green flag, great. You're boring me, you're beige.
But people
That's a
put up
beige
like someone
flag.
like going over their like Star Wars top trumps and they'll be like, this is his beige flag. Because it's boring, but it's also endearing.
It's lovely.
I don't know. From what I know of it.
Oh,
it means
Mr.
that
Internet, you tell me what the actual answer is.
No,
And you guys let us know in the comments.
No, honestly, mate, I've had an absolute enough of you. So
I just want to go for another dinner, is it?
No. Yeah, finish this podcast on your own, mate. All right.
He left.
That's what it's like to play Fortnite with him.
It is, yeah.
That's a red flag.
He just rage quit the podcast, guys.
He just left. I'm not
so
used
what
to
we're gonna
seeing
do
it
is
that big.
I know that's weird. I would say that wasn't planned,
Yeah,
but it certainly was.
it was. He's got a reservation.
He's not mad, so don't worry about us burying him, but we will now bury him. No, I was going to do green flag. Should we do a green flag for Bruno? I'd say it's because he cooks. I think it's funny that he keeps his limes in a netted bag.
Does he?
I think
What, a
it's
separate
funny.
one to what they come in, or?
He takes his own netted bag to the supermarket.
That's lovely.
And he has multiple netted bags for different things like limes,
That's lovely.
saxumas.
I bet he doesn't let the fruit and veg go off either.
I think he's pretty bad at that. I'm fairly sure one of his red flags is buying a load of food and never using it.
You reckon?
I think
We
so.
do that a lot.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. It's only, I think Lisa gets like, she wants to be healthier, so we try and make more foods. To be fair, she has made a lot. She's made soups and all sorts. But by the end of the week, we've not used all of it.
That's a shame.
But we've also found out multiple ways to have kale.
Kale?
Yeah, air fry it.
Really?
Crispy kale in the air fryer.
I'm a real air fryer user now.
Put a little bit of seasoning on that. Oh, it's got its own natural saltiness to it as well.
What, kale?
I tell you what's weird is not having his booming voice in my ear.
Yeah, I know. We can take these out, really.
You don't need these anymore.
Don't need these.
'Cause he left.
He left.
Mm.
He's probably got dinner reservations again.
Probably. Should we run some cards?
Yeah, hey, guys, you should check us out on Whatnot, Peppercorn Boys, because he has to edit this still.
He does, yeah.
I'll say this episode isn't happening exactly when you'd expect it to be.
No.
This is being, we're getting ready for Florida because it's going to be very hard to edit.
It's going to be a lot.
Not that you're going to be madly out of time.
Yeah.
You're still going to get it every single Monday.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I wanted to do red flag, green flag. It's something we've been wanting to do in a while.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Bruno's green flag is definitely food. He also buys a lot, so like to have a good time.
He's very generous.
Yeah, very generous. So like if we're all doing something, let's say, I think back of when we had a swimming pool, very Tory of us,
Yeah.
in England, and we'd go, let's film a video or something.
Yeah.
Where we're going to have all the inflatables in it. And in our head, you're thinking, I want 100 inflatables.
Yeah.
Bruno will actually make 100 inflatables happen.
Oh,
Whereas like monetarily, I'll be like, 6 my one.
Yeah, right.
But no, we need this. And he's done that forever. So, I mean, we probably owe him a lot. I mean,
Call him
we also fed him for like, our family fed him for a very long time.
He lived with us.
Realistically, he owes us
Yeah,
money.
he lived with us. Rent free.
I'm enjoying it because I can imagine him editing this and being like, for God's
We can call him
sake.
Extra Mile Bruno. He goes the extra mile.
He does go the extra mile. But no, I don't. I'm not doing our green flags. Our green flags.
Perfect.
We're perfect.
Yeah, we're pretty perfect.
We're perfect. No, but I was going to ask you questions about the Gabby Petito.
Yes. I'm only one episode in, so I'm not that deep yet.
Yeah. Did you know the story prior?
No, I had a conversation with someone at work today who loves true crime, and she knew a lot about it.
What was their name?
Steph.
Okay.
She knew a lot about it already, and she was trying very hard not to
Ruin it.
Yeah, not to go any further.
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin it. I didn't know the story at all.
Mm.
Lissy knew every single
True
second.
crime people know it, yeah.
She ruined it vaguely. I say ruined it. These are real people's lives.
Is it pretty straightforward? Like, because the first episode pretty much pushes it a certain way.
Van life. She's making a video about van life. She's gone away with her boyfriend. What's happened at the end of the episode 1?
So she's gone missing.
She's gone missing already at the end of episode 1.
I could have been on episode 2.
So she's already had the police stop.
The police stops happened. She's gone missing. And then he's gone missing now. And her father's just found out that he's also gone missing live on TV. All I know is everyone's missing.
That's mad, because that's like episode 3. Are you sure you're not watching more than one episode?
Yeah, watch the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I wasn't paying attention because I was looking very closely at Whatnot and deciding what card I wanted to buy.
Yeah, you were. I bought a lot of Whatnot last night in the end.
Did you?
I told you that earlier.
Yeah, you got some deals.
Yeah.
That was stressful trying to get that done while the shopping guy was turning up. And he was...
You spent way too much.
He did.
You did.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Yeah, to 10, Rick.
That's fine.
Hold on, Immaculate.
Immaculate is nice.
Yeah, maybe. a bit too much.
But before we get fully off track, well, I think you know the whole story because I think you've watched more than you think you have.
Yeah.
Because I think the end of episode 1 is the police car stopped.
Oh, so maybe it moved on and I wasn't looking.
And then they're like, she's missing. And he wasn't. But then it continued. Bruno's editing this. I don't want to ruin it for him either.
Has he watched it yet?
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting. I didn't know it at all. I thought the documentary was well put together.
Yeah.
But I think
good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think I just like any new doc that comes up on Netflix. But
how mad was it though that when they pulled him over, they sent him to a hotel and sent her off in a van on her own?
Yeah, the woman went because they believed that she was the aggressor. So
yeah, because they were questioning her, but not him, and they were joking with him a lot of the time, and then questioning her.
Yeah, but in all fairness, both people, he was saying she was the aggressor, and she was saying I was the aggressor. It was my fault. But she was saying that because when people are in really bad situations, they go back to those people.
It's on themselves.
And then later that night, they went back together. But so I thought they did a decent job there until, that is the thing. Is like, why did they do that?
Yeah, why that way around?
Yeah, but again, they might also do 30 of them a week. Those kind of stops.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And also,
it always ends fine.
And
Let's say, or not as bad as this did.
And let's say they wanted to keep an eye on him. Sending him to a hotel is better than sending him off in a van.
But they didn't keep an eye on him because they're back together.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought it was well put together. And the reason I liked it is there was so much. I watch a thing called Murder on CCTV, which I find so fascinating because nowadays with like ring security and stuff, there's just so much. They actually have footage.
I had this.
Not footage of the actual thing. I don't want that or everything. But it's very interesting how they investigate backwards via these things. And I was like, it's fairly impossible for people. I can't believe there's even cold cases now. Obviously, cold cases are from pre-ring doorbells.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, for example, when I was at Elton Prince, staying with Elton Prince, I would do random things. And he would say to me, well, in Biloxi, Mississippi, what are you doing out the front?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And like, you know what I mean? So like, people get alerts. It literally rings and says, your phone says someone's at your door. Yeah. Or someone's near your door. Yeah. You can have them at the end of your drive. Someone's just entered your drive.
That's very,
So, but effective. In my head, if you're, if these things get done in like a park, even if you're running on foot, you're going to be found on something.
Something will pick you up. I was saying that to Lisa last night, because you watch a lot of the older crime docs, and there's not a lot of footage. It's a lot of news clips and stuff. Yeah. And I know she was a vlogger.
Reconstruction.
And I know she was a vlogger, so it kind of helped the situation. But in the modern age, the amount of footage and pictures and you can pretty much see a whole thing play out through just footage off of someone's phone.
Well, you haven't got to the end bit yet, I guess, where that is exactly how they found out more stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's someone else's vlogger. Another vlogger found stuff. In the back of their... Yeah. I'll let you get to it. If you haven't seen it, we've given you... By the time this episode comes out on the Monday... It would have been out for 2 whole weeks, I believe, maybe 3.
Plenty of time.
So plenty of time if I've ruined it. But no, I also, we've said it before, I really like the Catfish. I thought the original Catfish was one of the best docs. And I love the idea, like the edit of like Google Maps and then it'll go into the car and they're actually on that same road.
This had that.
Yeah, it has that vibe where you're kind of like, the texts come up.
Yeah, I like that.
In the order. They had AI with her voice, which is mad.
Yeah.
Reading out text and stuff. But no, I thought it was really, it was a good doc. I must admit, I get like this, it's a catch-22. I enjoy them. I was excited about that one coming out. Yeah. But then you think about it and you go, this is so sad.
You're basically getting enjoyment from someone else.
Your entertainment is definitely from someone else's.
Yeah, I'm not a big true crime guy. Like, I'm not big into it because it is a bit weird.
It's really weird.
To enjoy someone else's downfall.
Yeah.
But... They are fun to watch.
And also, I think, like, with her, for example, she really wanted to be a famous vlogger. Yeah. And there's no positives that come from that story. No. But, like, her YouTube video has got, like, 7 million views. Yeah. And she is the face on every Netflix advert. Yeah. So, not that she would want that. No. This way. No. But at least there's a small, I don't know. But
you made your mark.
I must admit, I do have that feeling. And a lot of people are saying that they reckon the next generation are going to be so messed up. Oh, yeah. Because we didn't grow up on true crime. No. We grew up on things like Celebrity Deathmatch, Jerry Springer, and all this nonsense.
This is also why, though, I have a real issue with reality.
Really shows or real life?
No, just real life. Like any real life.
This is your red flag.
Yeah, real life problems, real life stuff. Like we were talking about in last week's episode with the Karens and stuff. Like anyone that's bothered by like real life problems, my brain just goes. I don't want to know.
Because you grew up watching wrestling and Superman and Turtles.
It's exactly what it is. Like someone the other day said, because someone came over our house, and they're not necessarily someone that's into like Americana. And they're having a conversation about the state America's in.
Yeah.
And they were saying how they would never want to live there and stuff like that. And I was like, I still kind of want to live there. I was like, I really like America. And their reaction was, why?
I had this exact conversation because we've always wanted to live in America.
We've grown up on Americana. All our interests are American. I still love the idea of America. I love being there.
Yeah.
I mean, albeit
we're about to be there.
We're about to be there. I love it. I'm looking forward to it more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, so, but I'm also not looking at the reality of it. I'm looking at the sunny palm trees.
Yeah. You think, well, we've had this conversation a lot. I have a real issue with what happens on a Tuesday afternoon, and I'll explain that in reverse.
Yeah.
I watched a Westlife thing where they pick their favorite songs when I was like 15. Yeah. And it was on like Smash Hits.
I remember
this. Yeah, they were like, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't get over the fact that this was clearly like a cold warehouse. They'd done hair and makeup. They were in all leather. And it was probably like 11 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they got in from their car.
Yeah.
They got picked up all individually from their nice houses. They got driven there. They all met up. They looked at each other and went, we doing? So you got to pick your favorite songs. These are the songs. Okay. You sit down there and like, hey, we're Westlife, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I've always had a problem with like...
I love that stuff.
No, I don't mind that part because we've done that type of thing. But it's the bit that comes after.
Yeah.
Now you have to go back to...
reality.
The driver drops you off. You're on your phone. Oh, well, do we need to go to the shop's call? I'll get in. I'll walk the dog and I'll get the shop. Yeah. That all happens still for Shane from Westlife to Batista to Jerry Halliwell. But all these people have to do those things. But my head was like, I never understood that part. It's the same reason of like, you do this podcast and you're like telling funny stories, you're having fun. But then as soon as it ends, you got to edit it.
Yeah.
Or Bruno does. But, we've done loads of things. You do a wrestling promo. Ladies and lads, so with the brothers, blah, blah, blah. And then it ends and you go.
That's what I was like, when you see like a behind the scenes clip of like someone filming something and then there's that switch where it stops. I love that stuff. Like where they're like, hey guys, welcome to this now. And my name's this. And today we're going to do this. And then it goes and cut. And then they go, all right. Yeah.
And Bert Kreischer has this issue. He's always said like, that's why he always says the party shouldn't end.
Yeah.
And it's been my bigger thing is I don't mind doing that on a Tuesday. It's the fact that doesn't continue into, for example, you go from there to another one, then you go do a gig.
Yeah.
You get that adrenaline rush. Then the next day you get to go home and you can have a relaxing day.
Yeah.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah.
It's the idea of pluck there. Then you get in that car and you're on your phone.
Yeah.
And there's a driver and he's like, you're right, mate, do you want me to stop at Tesco's? And yeah, I do need food. You go get a chicken sandwich. You still have to do these things that are really normal. And I hate that part. I also love that part.
Yeah.
Like I do love when we did Ring of Honor and the Briscoes went and they went into Bethnal Green.
Yeah.
I think it was Mark. And it might have been Jay.
Jay did, yeah.
Jay went into Bethnal Green.
Yeah.
In the local area, right before the show, to get food. Every indie wrestler in the world goes and get a Monster.
Yeah.
They'll go get, whatever.
Something quick.
Protein bar. He came out with one singular grapefruit from a market.
I remember.
And he ate the grapefruit. That was his pre-workout for his match. And I remember thinking, like, I love that. I love the fact that he's about to be like, destroy your call.
Yeah.
He did a bloody job with his brother.
He did.
It was very cool. But before that, he went and did that. And I'm like, I love that kind of real life. He was like, oh, thanks, man, for his grapefruit. He paid money. But then also can't deal with it at the same time.
My head is warped because of this.
Yeah, it's a really weird... It's the same with like wrestling. After a show, you go meet the fans or you go to a bar and you buy a drink and you're like, hey, nice to meet you. There's a part of he's like, oh, I should be like larger than life in that moment.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me is like, no, but if I was 14 and I was going to an indie show and let's say Jericho was on it, I don't know why I picked Jericho, and he went to a bar and he's like, hey man, good to meet you. I would remember that forever and be like, I love Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
But if he had been like, wow, this is Chris Jericho, and I would have been like,
it's not real.
That was weird that I met him. So I don't know, but the world now, because we see more, it was always happening.
Yeah.
Like we talked about the hotel, the wrestlers turning up to the hotel before SmackDown 01, they're all big and they're in there. little acid wash jeans, tucked in shirt, briefcase. Amazing. But they also were getting a cab, getting there, getting their workout in.
Trying to call the family.
Buying food, going to a payphone, sit in the room, and actually had less to do.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as glamorous. I'm just glamifying that. Whereas now, because we have Insta Story and you see all the people doing these things, you're like, oh, it's not as big time. But it's exactly the same. It's just we're seeing it.
I think it was the myth of being a kid and assuming that all these like rock stars, wrestlers,
they only did gigs.
They were just like that all the time. So my head thinks I should be like that all the time.
Yeah, I know.
But again, going back to the therapist I talked about last week.
Was that last week?
It might have been this week.
That was your red flag. That was this week.
She said her parting words with me, you're going to get burnt out.
But we've all told you that.
Yeah, and I looked her dead in the eye with my glassy eyes and went, I already am.
Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. The that whole concept is really... I always think about it, and I think there is actual truth to it, because when you hear like football players, they're getting paid all this money. When they don't have like wives, dogs, partners, whatever it is, they afford these giant houses. They finish training at like 11 a.m. some days.
Got a lot of time.
They then get in their giant car and they drive home.
Yeah.
And at 11:30, they're in the giant house. It's silent.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, but when you got money, you can do stuff. They can't go out.
No.
Because people recognize them.
Yeah.
And they can't get injured, so they can't do many things other than like maybe they can go to cinema.
Yeah.
But a lazy afternoon, you know, like when you're at home on a day off.
Yeah.
You feel a bit
I feel fidgety.
Yeah. They get that.
You work towards the day off, but then you feel fidgety.
Yeah. And I think, you know, if at 11 o'clock and they stand and look around these glass, you know, staircase, and they're like, and what do they all end up doing? Gambling, drinking, all these things that end up a problem. And I think it is because there is an element of like, there's no real life.
Yeah.
You need to come home to be taking out the bags.
Yeah.
You know, or could someone walk the dog? Or you look at your dog and go, oh man, you need a big walk.
Yeah.
Or you need a bath.
You need responsibilities.
You do. And without it, I think you do go crazy. And I think what it was my childhood brain of no responsibilities was plucking myself into Shane from Westlife's world when I didn't know anything, because he was probably from there going straight back to a building site because he was doing property development. Yeah. And his life was just, was just a bit part of his day. Yeah. No different to when we go from the kennels and drive to Coyote Ugly, do a show and then go home. Yeah. And it's actually really nice to get home. Yeah. Because you're like, oh, I can't wait to have a good sleep. Yeah, true. So I think it was my brain was doing something like that. But I don't know if that made any sense to anyone.
No, it makes total sense. Because I think it's like that grass is always greener thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like when people have all the responsibilities and like people relying on them, they think in their head sometimes,
I want to do nothing.
I'd love to be on my own and do nothing. But then when you're on your own and do nothing, like a single person might be, they're thinking, I wish I had more.
I do it sometimes. Like if Lissy and I settle down at night for Netflix, I'll be like, what do you want to watch? And I don't usually pick what I want to watch. I'm just like, what do you want to watch?
Same. Yeah.
So, you know, and it'll go on for maybe half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
I'm just trying to find something to put on in the background while I look at whatnot.
Yeah. But either way, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. In my head, I'm like, oh, if I could just choose, I'd watch that. And I'd watch this. Got 1,000. And sometimes, Lissy will go, I'm going to sleep at like 8:30. Yeah. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Can't find anything to do.
Same.
I'm like, I don't really want to watch on my own.
I get this. Like, I do that same thing when Lisa's at home. And then on the random occasion that she's out, I can't think of anything to do or watch. And I'm bored. Like, I can't find anything. So I think it is a grass is always greener. Because I had this conversation with someone at work as well, the same person about the true crime. And they were saying how they wanted to do all this stuff and like travel and do more art and stuff, but like work is consuming and having dogs at home is consuming. Yeah. And I was like, but maybe like the grass is greener. Like you think you want that, but really it's more fulfilling to have what you're doing now. But the want to do the other stuff is what keeps you going. And then you will fit it in. Yeah, like it will come, but
I think sometimes you're exactly where you want to be. But you don't realize. Yeah. Because you always think, oh, I need to do this. Yeah. Like, for example, wrestling. Yeah. We talked to our friend Simon. Yeah. Simon Miller. Yep. And, you know, we were always talking about things like, you know, contracts and big companies. And I said, but, you know, if you could have like a successful podcast, do indie shows, travel the world. Yeah. You're in the scene. Yeah. You don't have to. The only difference between that and being there is just probably more money.
And legacy.
Yeah, but it's still legacy. Like we talked about.
It's your own legacy.
Von Erichs have a legacy.
But it's like we used to talk about, like being on the back. I know it's not a thing now.
Back of a DVD.
The back of the WrestleMania DVD, having your name there. Like, but would you rather be someone who appears at one WrestleMania ever and is like the pre-show, but your name's on the back of the DVD, or you've got podcasts and stuff. You never make it on the back of that DVD, which doesn't exist anymore. No. You never make
it's like
it
2 nights now, so it'd be like 3 nights.
Yeah, I mean, you're a pillar on Netflix. I mean, but
it's all very cool, but it's not necessarily exactly what is in your head.
No.
And I think you have to try and get ahead of it because it will consume you. This has turned into something else. Your friend, the therapist, should have probably joined in.
Probably listening.
But no, this has been another Peppercorn Boys.
Yeah.
We are on Amazon Music, Apple, iTunes. We're doing Apple Music first. Amazon Music first.
Bruno did that last week.
He did. And we're on YouTube. You can visually check us out. You can see Bruno rage quitting the podcast this week.
He did.
We did red flag, a green flag. Give us a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, let everyone else know about it. Check out SeatGeek TBA Wrestling for $20 off, and go to Whatnot, Peppercorn Sports Cars. Sorry, I just don't want Bruno to edit out. if he beeps all of that, I'll be really annoyed.
Oh, he's gonna.
Yeah. But we'll see you next week on the Peppercorn Boys every single Monday on YouTube, iTunes, and everywhere you get your podcasts. We'll see you then. Bye.
Let the people say